And now, 100-year-old golden retriever getting pets. There's nothing more insulting than sharing a drink with somebody, but before they take a sip, they wipe off the top of the bottle with their shirt or a napkin. It is an egregious offense. It's like, I'm trying to share with you, I'm trying to connect on a friend level, and you just want to be a dick. Nah. Pack your sack, scootaloo, ya boogaloo, because I ain't sharing nothing with you. But what's even worse than that is when they take the drink and they like hover it 5 inches above their mouth and then they drink it. It's like, dude, if you hate me or you think I'm going to infect you with something, fine, blow me. But yeah, God, they make it into such a show. Now, instead of that, I'm going to be sharing with you something that you will be getting none of. It's a 100-year-old chocolate company called Godiva, and these are some of their greatest truffles. The same truffles that they've been making for 100 years. Godiva is one of those companies that I've always heard about, but I've never actually taken the time to experience and see what they're all about. Mostly because their stuff is for special occasions. You know, you get yourself a big old box of Godiva chocolates right here. You're not just getting that for the every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, but man, you're getting that for someone real special. Creme brulee, tiramisu, strawberry creme tart, black forest cake, vanilla dulce de leche, and dark chocolate lava cake, which really does remind me of that horrible dessert that they have in Domino's that just explodes when you cut into it. This was $40 for 12 truffles, and you get like a half pound of all of them. It's not bad, man. We're talking about some old school Belgian goodness, and the presentation, can I just say, is amazing. It's the small little subtle things like this, where if you put your fingering over the lettering there, it's got this raised sort of new texture to it, and a bow and everything. It's so good. Now these are meant for sharing, because obviously no one's gonna eat an entire box of truffles all by themselves. All my friends used to do heroin, but they never shared any of that with me. So some friends they are. It comes with an instruction manual that talks about every single truffle that they offer. Dude, this is wild. I love this so much. So effectively, it's a tasting guide for you before you actually dive into it to give you a little bit of context. That's nice. That's really nice. Now, just because they've been using the same recipe for 100 years does not automatically make these good, but they're making a real strong first impression, boyo. I tell you right now, the presentation of these things is A1. Remember, we're talking about truffles here. This is not like a normal chocolate bar or like a bag of candy or chocolate or whatever you might have. This is something that's been artisanally crafted to the highest standards. And let's start off with the black forest cake. Extra dark chocolate ganache made with 72% cacao, dark chocolate infused with rich cherry flavor, and a decadent dark chocolate shell. Oh, the darkness awaits me inside of you. Oh my God, that's money right there. That is pure, authentic, unfiltered money right there, man. It's like biting into Darth Vader's skull or something like that. It's extremely rich, extremely decadent. There's an overarching tartness and sourness that accompanies with that raspberry tart, but really the star of the show is that dark chocolate ganache. They've got a 72% blend in here, which means you're going to be tasting something that's incredibly complex, that's accented by the little bits of cherry in there as well. It's really good. Let's try the one right next to it. Dark chocolate lava cake, dark chocolate liquid fondant with dark chocolate ganache and a dark chocolate shell.
Darkness is darkness for the dark until darkness.
Every time I see the word fondant, I immediately think of the worst cakes I've ever had in my life. You want to see some crappy baked goods? Go eat anything with like 5 inches of fondant in it. Oh, it's the worst. That's it.
What a mess.
The dark chocolate that they use here is exactly the same as the black forest cake. There's no difference whatsoever. Really, it comes down to whether or not this liquid fondant has that much of a different impact on the flavor. I wouldn't really say it does. I mean, the addition of the powdered sugar on there isn't really even noticeable because the dark chocolate is so overpowering, but it's the same exact taste profile as the black forest cake, just with a little less sweetness and a little less sourness. If you want something that's that complete, rich, dark chocolate experience with little to no after effects, I think this would be the job. Strawberry puree and vanilla mousse surrounded by milk chocolate inner layer and color decorated outer shell. Now this one, I think is going to be the best one by far. Give me a little bit something with a little bit more life to it. If this is what life tastes like, I want no part of it. Oh God, it's sickeningly sweet, man. It's way too much. The amount of strawberry and the vanilla and whatever hell else that they use in this thing is too much. It's too much, man. And this really needed some sort of like bitter dark chocolate elements to offset all that sweetness, because as it stands now, this is basically inedible. Ugh. Creme brulee, dark chocolate and vanilla ganache, and a dark chocolate inner layer, and a white chocolate outer shell sprinkled with caramelized sugar. And I love the burnt, crispy crunchiness that you get with a really fresh made creme brulee, man. You get that spoon and you crack that bad boy in half. Ooh, ain't nothing like it. Another one that's way too sweet. I don't know what it is about them and their white chocolate and milk chocolate combinations that are just too much. So this one has the addition of some dark chocolate in there, which you think would add a little bit of bitterness to offset all the stuff that's going on. In reality, it's just way too much. Their white chocolate is too sweet, and then the addition of the vanilla ganache inside that as well just makes this one also, well, not as bad as a strawberry tart. Too much! It's too much, man! The tiramisu. Now, this is also white chocolate, but it has a ton of coffee inside of it and some milk chocolate, so I think all that stuff should combine together to make something that isn't making me want to rip out my taste buds.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of a stomachache now here. This, once again, nauseatingly sweet with barely a hint of coffee. By the way, this looks nothing like what they're saying it looks like. I don't have that dark, heavy amount of coffee in there whatsoever. I can't eat this. I ate all their other dark chocolate ones, which I feel are the strength of this collection. But once you start mixing the milk chocolate and the white chocolate, you've gone overboard there. And I fear there's really no way to fix that. So overall, for 40 bucks, are the Godiva truffles worth it?
No. Really? No.
Half of these things are inedible, and the ones that are edible don't have enough flavor variation in them to really justify eating anything else. They're fine, I guess. These dark chocolate combinations, all this stuff, it's been done, and it's been done better than this. Share this with your enemies, not with your friends. I'd share it with my friends, but heroin overdoses made sure that's not an option.
Clifford needed Emily, so she chose him for her own. And her love made Clifford grow so big.
A new level? It's a new level, all right. A water level.